Hey guys, welcome back to another What's for Dinner. So this first recipe is going to be manicotti. So I'm just starting out by heating up some olive oil in this pan, and then I added a couple tablespoons of minced garlic. I am just heating this through until it gets fragrant, and then I'm going to go ahead and add my Italian sausage. I actually fried this up the night before to make it easier on myself, but I'm basically just heating that through. Next, I'm going to add the spaghetti sauce to the meat mixture, and we love using the Prego Italian sausage and garlic, and I did put just a little bit of water in the bottom of that jar just to make sure that I got every bit of it, and I'm just going to let this sit and simmer on the stove while I work on the other stuff. So here I have a tub of ricotta cheese, and I added a little bit of salt and pepper. I'm also going to season with some Italian seasoning. If you've been watching my What's for Dinners, you know that I like to rub the herbs in between my hands to release all the oils. My grandma actually taught me that. And yes, you did see me add a little bit of mayonnaise. I actually ran out of eggs, so I did not have eggs to use as a binder, so I went ahead and used just a little bit of mayonnaise. And then I am adding Parmesan cheese and mozzarella cheese to this cheese mixture, and I will just throw this in the fridge until I'm ready to use it. So now I'm going to get started on filling the shells. I'm just putting a little bit of sauce in the bottom of this pan just to make sure that the shells don't stick to the bottom. And I did cook the shells according to the box. I believe I boiled them for 9 minutes and they came out perfect. So here I am just using a plastic bag and a cup to act as a piping bag to get the cheese mixture into the shells. And I will just fill up this pan, and I actually did have a little bit left, so I was able to freeze a whole nother meal of this. So this was a very time-consuming, tedious, and messy dinner. If you're wanting to make this, I would definitely not recommend making this on a weeknight when you get home from work. I would make this on like a Sunday night for dinner or Friday night, something like that, where you're not on a time crunch. It took me right at an hour to get all of this done, and then it still had to bake for another 30 minutes. So just keep that in mind whenever you're making this recipe. So now that my pan is full, I'm just going to top the top of it with the sauce mixture. And one tip that I have for you is just make sure that you cover all of the shells with the sauce so they don't dry out. We're not cooking these in the oven, but you still want to make sure that they're covered just so they don't get dry. So now I'm just topping this with some Parmesan cheese. You can use any Parmesan cheese you have, but I do definitely recommend to add that. And then I'm just going to top it with a little bit of mozzarella cheese. I did not add a ton because you already have a bunch of cheese in the manicotti shells, but I did just want to top it off. So I'm going to cover this with some aluminum foil and put it in a 400-degree oven for 30 minutes. So here's what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. I did just top it with a little bit of parsley, and then we serve this with some garlic bread. So for this next dinner, I am just marinating some chicken with this lemon pepper seasoning packet. My Walmart did not have the liquid marinade, so I just chose to use the packet. And it says that it's actually a seasoning packet, but I thought it was marinade. But I just used about 3 tablespoons of oil and then about 2 tablespoons of water just to basically dissolve the powder so I could coat the chicken with it. This marinade was so good. My husband said that it was amazing. He said it was very juicy and flavorful. I am still in the middle of recovering from COVID, so I do not have my full senses back, but what I could taste, it was good. It was pretty salty, but that might have just been my taste buds acting funny, but my husband said it was really good. Okay, so now I'm gonna get started on making my homemade ranch. I'm just using a half a cup of milk, half a cup of mayonnaise, and 2 tablespoons of the ranch seasoning. We like to do a half batch because we won't go through the entire thing and it will spoil before we can use it. I'm also using some chia seeds. I've had some problems in the past with my ranch not being thick enough, so I just went to Dr. Google and found someone saying that chia seeds would be a good problem solver for that, so I just added a teaspoon, and I will say that it did work. So if you're having problems with your ranch not being thick enough, definitely try chia seeds. So now I'm going to make a salad. This was actually meant to be used on our barbecue night as well, but we had so much other stuff that I actually forgot to take this out of the fridge. But I am just using the iceberg salad mix from Walmart, and then I have a cucumber here that I am just peeling, and then I'm going to cut it up into chunks and throw that in as well. Also, I have some baby carrots over there to the side. I just took a handful and just cut them in half so that we could eat them with our salad. And then I have some black olives. So I'm just going to throw all of this together, and this is such a good salad. Oh, I also have some broccoli and cauliflower back there as well. But I bought a bunch of veggies this week because, for one, we were home this week, and so we just needed like some extra snacks, and my kids love to snack on veggies and ranch. But we also wanted to make this yummy salad. So here's what the salad looks like when it all came together. This is such a good salad, and my kids and my husband have been loving it this week. Also, my husband is grilling at this point, so I'm just showing you pulling some burgers off the grill. And here's what my plate looks like when it all came together. I just have a burger, a hot dog, a little bit of chicken, and some little smokies with some funeral potatoes that I had in the freezer. So now we're gonna go ahead and jump to our next meal. I'm just making some Alfredo. I have a half a stick of butter here that I'm gonna melt down. Next, I'm going to add a tablespoon of minced garlic. I'm just going to heat this through until it becomes fragrant. You definitely do not want to burn your garlic. Now I'm going to add just a little bit of minced onion. I just throw some in the palm of my hand and throw that in there as well. After everything is well incorporated together, I'm just going to add some heavy cream. I did end up using the entire thing. I think it was 16 ounces because I wanted to make sure that we had leftovers. Also, if you have problems with your Alfredo sauce not heating up right the next day, watch and pay attention to how much butter you're using. A half a stick of butter seems to be the sweet spot for us, so that's what I've been using. And then now that the heavy cream is boiling, I'm going to start adding my Parmesan cheese. I'm just adding it little bit by little and making sure that it all melts together. You do not want to add it all at the same time or it will be chunky, so just add it as you go. I am just finishing off this sauce with some cracked black pepper, and then I'm going to add some parsley as well just to give it a little bit of flavor and color. So here's what it looks like when it all came together. We just served this with some broccoli and a breadstick. So this next meal is called Lazy Lasagna. So I am just starting out by browning up some hamburger. I am using this mix and chop that I got from Walmart. It was about $4 and well worth every single dollar. So I'm just gonna brown this, and I am seasoning with onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper like I normally do. Now I'm gonna get started on the cheese mixture. So I just have probably about a cup of cottage cheese here. I added some minced garlic, and now I'm gonna add some mozzarella cheese and Parmesan cheese, and then salt and pepper, of course, and then I will add 1 egg to this mixture. This meal actually reminds me a lot of the Pioneer Woman sour cream noodle bake. The only thing that this recipe doesn't have is the sour cream, and if I was to pick between the two of them, I would definitely go with the Pioneer Woman's sour cream noodle bake. But I'm just draining off the grease of this burger, and I'm gonna add it back to the pan, and I will let my sauce and everything heat through. And once again, I'm using the Prego Italian sausage and garlic flavor. So here I'm just draining off my noodles and I'm gonna put everything together. I actually ordered just regular rotini, but Walmart substituted me the garden rotini, so I accepted it. But these noodles are definitely not our favorite. They have a weird texture, so we did not like the texture of the noodles, but I'm just adding my cheese mixture in there, making sure it's all incorporated, and then adding the sauce mixture to the top. I was gonna mix this all up, but I really wanted the flavors to be separate, so I just layered this on top. And then I'm gonna top it with some Parmesan cheese and some mozzarella cheese, and I will bake this in the oven at 400 for about 30 minutes. So here I'm gonna get started on our green beans. I'm just using 2 cans of green beans with the juices, and then I will use 2 of the chicken bouillon cubes to season these with. Normally I would use beef, but I just had chicken on hand this time. Here is what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. It's just so cheesy and gooey, and we serve this on the side with some green beans and garlic bread. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please subscribe. Other than that, I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.